Hi students, this is Miss Weesey. Hey, this is going to be an example for you guys for area of a trapezoid, just to kind of walk you through the steps in case you need to use it and refer back to it if you're working these out on the other assignments that you have. So basically we're going to read it. And it says the bases of a trapezoid are 24 feet and 16 feet. The height of the trapezoid is 12 feet. What is the area of the trapezoid? So the first thing I want to do when I'm looking at this is I've got to figure out, okay, it's a trapezoid. So what do we know about a trapezoid? I can kind of sketch one if I need to. I know it has two bases, right, that are parallel to each other. That's about the only main thing I know about a trapezoid. It's not very pretty, but you get the idea. So if it's a trapezoid, I also know one other thing. I know I can look at my formula chart and get my area. So I've got area equals 1/2 the base plus the other base, right? Base 1, base 2, doesn't matter which one you use as base 1 or base 2. Just remember you got to add the two bases together, the top and the bottom. And then we multiply by our height. So I go back to my question, what do I know in this one? I know one of the bases is 24. I know the other base is 16. So I can either label it on my little drawing over here, or I can also write it down. So one of the bases is 24. One of the bases is 16. What else do I know in the question? I'm going to go back to the next sentence. It tells me the height of the trapezoid is 12 feet. So I know that the height is 12. I can stick it over here on my drawing if it helps me, right? So that I know that that's 12. Height is always straight up and down, so that's why that's straight up and down. My 12 didn't show up very well, so let's fix that just so that you guys can see it better. All right. I'm using Microsoft Paint to do this because it's the easiest way for me to do it and still have you guys see all the steps. So now I'm looking for the area of the trapezoid. So I wrote down my formula. Now I'm going to write it down again, but this time I'm going to plug in the things that I know. So my 1/2 stays the same. I know I have two bases. One of them is 24 plus the other one that's 16. And then I also know my height, so I can still plug in my height as 12. So my first step, the easiest step at the beginning, is to combine my bases. So I'm going to write this again. I'm going to have 1/2. Somewhere over here, I need to go ahead and add that 24 plus 16. All right. I can also use a calculator if I need to. And that gives me 10. All right. Carry the 1, and then I get 4. So it's actually 40. So the 40 takes the place of those two bases because I just added them together. The other part I have right here is my 12. So now I have 1/2 times 40 times 12. So the next step that I can do is I can take that 40 times 12 and I can combine that. I can leave that 1/2 till the end. So let's go over here and let's do our, usually if I have a number that ends in a 0, I always put it second when I'm multiplying it together just because it's easier. But you guys can use your calculator, you get the same thing. So I'm going to cheat because it ends in a 0. I can put my 0 right there. I'm going to take 4 times 2 and I'm going to get 8. And then I'm going to do 4 times 1 and I'm going to get 4. So now I have this 1/2 times 480. And if you guys listen to the video and everything, the thing I kept saying was if you multiply by 1/2, you're going to be dividing by 2. So basically, we're going to take that 480 and we're going to divide it by 2. So we can go over here. We can work it out this way, or you can do it with your calculator. So I've got 2 times 2 is 4. Take away the 4, I got 0. Got to bring my 8 down. Then 2 times 4 will give me 8. So here's my 8. I'm going to take that away and I'll end up with 0. We're not done yet. This is why the answer is not 24. I got to bring this all the way down for my 0. And I know that 2 times 0 is 0. So my area is going to equal 240 feet squared. So we got it. We answered our question, we wrote down our information, and then we solved it. So if you guys have any questions, let us know during our Zoom meetings, but hopefully the example will help you guys to refer back to it in case you need any other assistance. Thanks. Bye, guys.